time.
Aaron, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Did you turn off your...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Did you turn off your video?
I sure did. I can't hold on to my phone the whole time.
Okay, that's fine. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
We're ready.
All right,
I
let's
am.
go.
Wait a minute. Let me get one more hit of Jack Daniels.
I hear you.
Okay, I'm ready.
That's quite the camouflage, Greg. That's good.
That's a good camouflage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Justin Runners podcast. We're with our group podcast. This is the first time I've ever done a group one on Skype, so it's been a little hectic getting started. And I'd like everybody to just take a second to introduce yourself. We'll start. Well, I'm looking at everybody on the screen, so Greg, why don't you go first?
Oh, well, yep. Greg Gamble, proud member of the Just a Running group, and just, looking to expand my opportunities, I guess, in this new medium. With our I would say we're making a heavy statement in terms of social distancing because we are about as far away from each other as.
And Dawn, why don't you go?
Okay, Dawn McCall. What do you want to know, Bruce?
And you want to share with us today, real quick, just so, and then Scott.
I'm becoming a regular on your podcast, so.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And we have Scott. So hello, Scott.
I'm Scott Gregory. I'm also starting to become pretty regular now that with Dawn here, but trying to figure out how to deal with the social distance. It's a new experience for all of us.
And down in my lower left corner, we have Crystal.
Hello, I'm Crystal, and my life is running, so that's about the easiest way to say that.
And finally, on my bottom left corner is Rick.
Hey, I'm Rick. And so far, everyone in my house is healthy, so we'll take it.
We'll take that. And we have somebody muting us, not on my screen. Aaron, can you? Are you there?
I'm here. I'm coming live to you from the basement of my house on my tri-bike.
Well, it's all right. And well, how's everybody adjusting to everybody's basic new life? How's your is everybody getting out and exercising, running in some form or something? Who wants to go? Well, we'll let Erin go first because she's actually exercising while we speak.
There's no real change to what I've been doing. Bike's always in the basement right now. The biggest change for me as a triathlete is no swimming. So we've been doing a lot of dry land band exercises and strengthening for the upper body and core as opposed to being in the pool. Still running outdoors, keeping my distance as best I can. I don't want to give that up. That's the one thing I really, really love. So that's about it for me.
How about you, Crystal?
Oh, I'm still running. I'm doing one of those social distance challenges that they have. All these different organizations are putting them on their online apps and stuff like that. So I'm doing one of those and putting on a virtual 5K right now too. So that's keeping me occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about the 5K. Everybody, I think most of us have. What's the name of it again?
Oh gosh, I keep trying to call it the wrong thing. I've been up too early this morning. Oh God, it's the
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. 6 feet from me. Virtual 5K, and yeah, so stay away from me and let's go run. But yeah, the whole idea behind it is everybody needs to get out there and exercise and do something, and we're socially distanced, but we all want to interact and communicate. So this gives us a way to do that, because ultimately after you post your results, you can get a virtual certificate and share it with your friends and still interact on social media. And hopefully most people that decide to sign up give some sort of a donation so we can give it to the food bank in Youngstown.
That sounds good to me. Rick, how have you been doing?
I'm always running, always going. I'm actually, I think it's 3 weeks now. I sort of decided I was just going to run every day, like, because we don't know when it's going to end. And that's probably the hardest part for any of us, at least psychologically, as long as we're healthy physically. And so, psychologically, mentally, I decided that it would help if I would just run every day, just burn it off a little bit. And to know when that's going to end, I've decided I would run until I can sit in a coffee shop and drink a cup of coffee. So that way, then I know I can take the day off. So yeah, I'm still getting outside. I sort of miss going to the gym, which is weird because I hate weights and that sort of thing. But yeah, and just not too much has changed, I guess.
How about you, Dawn? I know you were struggling for a while.
I am struggling. I'm struggling. I'm still running, but I've taken the pressure off myself a little bit. So now I'm just kind of running, walking, doing what feels good every day. So it's just been an adjustment for me working from home and just lots of changes. And then just the disappointment because I was so excited for Boston, and then we were going to and then we were going to do the ultra, and it just seems like everything we had on our schedule just has fell off. So just trying to accept that and then just, like I said, take the pressure off and just do what feels good, just to maintain my health at this point. So.
How about Scott? Are you adjusting to the?
I'm not adjusting well, no. I mean, actually, Dawn's doing better than I am. I've been out a couple of times a week running. I have been lifting weights and doing some different things to gain some strength. I decided to take the time down to kind of regroup and heal up. I was dealing with the fasciitis before, and so some of it's focused on health, but the rest of it's just the shock. It really is hard for me to stay motivated for the running right now. So it's a good opportunity for a break and kind of rejuvenate, get back out again here at some point when things start to be a little clearer for us. And not only is there pressure running, but there's pressure on the economic side of it. My job's been deemed as essential, but the problem is we're running out of resources to maintain that essential job. So at some point, I may be working from home here soon as well.
Who's all still working besides me? I actually am.
I am too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely am
working from home. I'm still getting paid, but I have to do my job from home.
Crystal, you're working from home, right?
Sort of. I have to go in on Mondays, and we make lunches and pass them out to families for the entire week. But then the rest of the week, I am working from home, making phone calls for the school and stuff like that, touching base with all the families every day.
And Rick, are you off work? Or?
My main job is I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I work even when we go to the beach.
Oh, you're a full-time employee no matter what, then.
Right, that's it.
Greg, you're still keen, but you said you told me earlier today you got furloughed starting Monday.
Well, one of the things that our company, kind of issued an edict on was to have all salaried people basically give up 2 weeks without pay furlough time. So I'm actually, as of this Monday coming, will be starting my first week of my 2-week furlough. My job was deemed as essential, and actually the full furlough started a week ago. I mean, this past Monday, but I had to be on the job mainly because as a facilities guy, I have to, kind of make sure we maintain the utility systems because they did keep some people working in the plant. So, but that's the last thing I'm going to say about work. 'Cause, I guess my daughter and I, we were actually having a conversation earlier about this whole thing with the COVID-19, and I'm grateful that she's here. I've made her go through the rash of home protocols for sanitizing and cleaning up stuff, and my thing on it is, and I think I've heard I know that some of the other running folk have heard me say this, is like not going into a sports coma because there are no sports on television. No live sports, and I really can't watch them keep repeating old NASCAR races. So that's killing.
Anybody else in a sports coma? Or...
I love baseball, guys, so it's killing me.
What was that? You said no. You said
no. I don't watch anything except for track live when I'm coaching it. So I mean, it's a little boring right now at this time of the year that I don't get to be coaching, but I don't otherwise have TV on for sports.
Yeah, you would have been very busy this time of the year normally with coaching track and all.
Yeah, I would have missed 2 of our meets already, actually.
I know that's really tough because the kids, all the seniors and stuff, especially, they missing out a whole year of track, and well.
Yeah, it's very numbing to think about like what we should be doing and what we don't get to do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the athletes are just the younger ones, they're not taking it quite as bad. They're like, yes, I'm not having to work really hard. But your seniors, they wanted their last year to be good, and they don't get that opportunity now.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's very sad.
Well, I know a lot of places are doing, I think, well, you mentioned the Youngstown Marathon's virtual 5K. And who's all doing virtual races this spring?
I signed up for that one.
I was going to sign up for that one. I actually have 2 others I'm already signed up for. The Hall of Fame Marathon went virtual, so I'm downgrading to the half. And I had another website I signed up for. I'm doing half there, so that'll give me 3 total virtual races that I've never even done one before.
Yeah. Well, don't forget me, because I'm gonna try to see if I can get in on that Pro Football Hall of Fame virtual run too, and I'll downgrade to the half only because I just let me put it this way, it's attainable. So we'll do that. But I saw where they had I got a link for what was a series of virtual 5Ks. I think they have a race series where they're doing maybe 4 or 5 races in some sequence. So I'm going to try to get back on. I know one of their races was the last day to sign in was today. I don't think I'm going to get that, but I'll get the next one. So, it'll be interesting. I've never done a virtual race. I just hope they have a virtual cheering squad out there or something like that. Help us along.
What about you, Don? You're being too quiet for you.
Sorry, I know. I'm going to do the social distance virtual run for you, Bruce. We're doing it April 26th. So we're doing the half. Initially we're going to do the full, and we both have decided that is crazy. So we're just going to do the half. That's all I signed up for right now. Yeah.
I just don't have enough motivation to get out and do a full right now for a virtual race.
The morning you texted me and said, maybe we should do the half, I was like, there is a God. Thank you. We're going to do the half. So, yeah. That's good for now. So, and I don't think Scott has anything signed up. No virtuals.
I haven't signed up yet. I'm looking at doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't decided on the Hall of Fame yet, if I'm going to just defer to next year or if I'm going to do the virtual.
I decided to collect my stuff and just change it to a half marathon.
Yeah, I guess I was going to make the comment because I know that one of the things that I figured I was going to take advantage of is try to take a little more time to mend, because probably with the amount of running that I've elevated up to, within the last year and better. This is more running than I've done in quite a long time. Is that I, been nursing an ankle that had a touch of tendonitis, and it's been bothering me, especially on really long runs. So I'm kind of getting the strength back into the ankle, which I'm proud to say. Now when I'm running, even extended distances past the 10K, it doesn't bother me. So I'm I know that's one benefit I'm getting out of the extra time we have here.
Crystal, are you doing any other, or are you just too busy with your own race?
Honestly, I had to take I was putting on a cookies and milk mile race, and that was supposed to take place tomorrow, and I turned that into a virtual race. So I'm kind of, doing some, the logistical paperwork stuff on that end. But I am going to do the 5K that the Youngstown Marathon has, and I haven't decided about Canton because I was supposed to be part of a relay team for that. And so I'm not quite sure how that works, if only I want to do it now, or I didn't really look into it.
I was looking online. He said it would be individual choice. You just go out and run the distance you were supposed to do for your relay, and you would get your package of the medal, the blanket, everything you were supposed to get, the shirt.
I'll probably do it. I might as well.
Whether you want to get together and do it as a relay or not. Well.
Hey, I was going to say, is Erin still on?
She's there. She's still riding the bike, I believe.
I'm here.
There she is. Yeah,
Oh,
she was
okay.
muted.
All I see on the screen here is a circle with a small C indicator on it. So there's a call there.
Well, I can tell that when she has us muted or not. But I think she's trying to mute out the bike sounds. But Rick,
And the heavy breathing.
Oh, you sure? How was the Easter Bunny? Did you get out? Did you get out to see the Easter Bunny?
I did. We went around the neighborhood, my dog and I, and saw the Easter Bunny and the Hubbard Eagle 3 times. So twice out in the neighborhood, and then once at our house. So it was nice. All the kids in the neighborhood really enjoyed it. So it was a nice day. Nice day for it too.
Rick, you said you've been running every day.
Yeah.
Is that just well, you run almost every day anyways, don't you? Or
I run, yeah. I mean, if I'm not training, and I think I would have to look at my log, but I was training for a marathon. It was supposed to be 3 weeks from today in Louisville, Kentucky. And essentially, once they canceled it, I just decided I would go ahead and run daily, just kind of throw the training plan out. You guys were talking about going from a marathon to a half marathon. They gave us several different options, but and a friend of mine is thinking about still running the marathon distance that day. And I just know that taxes your immune system, and really have to be careful making hopefully wiser decisions with that. So yeah, basically once they decided they were going to cancel it, I just decided to run every day.
Okay. Hey, I apologize for this interruption.
It's okay.
You saw my child make an appearance here. So Sierra's saying hi to everybody out there.
Hello.
And the circle with the rafters showing the wood is Erin Burns. There she is. All right.
Well, I'm kind of picking out that I'm not off work, but I was kind of taking your idea, Rick. And April 1st, I decided I'm going to start running every day. I don't have any. I agreed with what you said about the marathon. It does take a lot out of your immune system, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea to do one right now unless you're really secure in that. That's one of the reasons I decided I'll just do halves for my virtual races and go from there. Hopefully in the fall Maybe we should talk about what we want to do in the fall and hope those don't fall apart. I mean, when do you think we'll actually run another real race? What's the earliest you think? Even a 5K? Nobody wants to predict that.
Yeah, we're all just gonna get silence. Is Dr. Fauci coming on here? He might have some, or Dr. Acton. Maybe she has some ideas for us as to when
We might be able to get Acton. She went to Youngstown. So.
Right. Yeah. You know. And Fauci is basically saying yes to any media request, so I'm sure you could get him out here. You know?
I don't know. I know, like, as race timers, Josh and I have had basically every race from now through the end of July cancel on us.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so there's nobody really looking at even hosting a race. Now, I have the cross-country series race that we do with our team that we put on as a fundraiser, and that's scheduled at the end of July, the last Wednesday. I'm not canceling right now. I'm waiting until OHSAA tells me I can't do something before I cancel anything in that regards. But yeah, we don't have anything until, I mean, Second Soul has the 4th of July still scheduled, but there's a lot of other races that have just canceled everything.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, the 4th of July might be the closest day we can get another race in. And, just go out and do one of the 4th of July races if they hold up. But, I mean, right now it's just...
It's a little touchy. Just don't even know what to think right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it hard when you think about, they got the big marathons coming up. You got Boston and you got Chicago, New York, all three of those. I mean, there's a couple of things that they're saying now in the media that they're expecting a second wave of this COVID. And do you start training in June? Because it's about what it's going to take to get ready for Boston in September. Is the beginning of June when the training cycle starts. So, yeah, it's hard to get motivated for all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm worried about. I mean, with all the different races out there, it's kind of hard to figure out whether they're going to actually be able to go off. I'm hoping they come up with a vaccine or cure or something you'd think by then, maybe.
Yeah. That would be nice.
So the parks have been more crowded than normal, but got out at McDonald and we ran, and the streets are empty for the most part. There's a few people out walking.
Well, I was gonna comment on the notion that, but if you came to my neighborhood right now, it is like a how can I say? It's almost like a residential circus up here, because every last person up this street is outside doing something in their yard. And I was telling my daughter that, I said, well, you can rest assured, I'm pacing myself through this because this is my first, furlough week. I'm not diving in. So we were talking about painting her bedroom. I got, yard work to be done. But you know what? This is Saturday. This is a weekend. I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'll slow pace myself into some of those things that I know we need to do. But in my neighborhood, you would think we have like a street festival going on because everybody's outside doing something.
It is a beautiful day, so we're all inside talking.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, with the way it is outside right now, that's part of it. I mean, we were discussing it on the run, and I was like, it might have been better if we were having one of those Aprils where we have snow and gray skies, because not everybody would want to be outside then. It might have been easier to be quarantined.
That's very true.
I think that would make it worse. It's good to be able to get out of your house a little bit. You know what I mean? Just keep your distance. But it helps me to get out in the fresh air, because I'm in this house all day by myself. So I'm glad the weather's nice.
Oh, me too, because I can put the kids outside when they start getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, somebody has an empty glass there, it looks like.
Mine's about empty now.
Well, I was going to say, and you're the only one that actually, are you working some wine, Bruce?
I think we're only like 10 minutes in here. I mean, let's.
Well,
He's not even done with it yet.
the fact that this is an enclosed cup is a great visual because I can keep doing this.
We have
and you
no
guys
idea
don't
what
know
you're
We have no
whether
idea.
or not.
No idea.
That's the problem.
Right.
There you go. Yours is empty, Rick.
I know.
Yeah.
I have another one waiting.
Oh, okay. We were worried.
I mean, let's open it on camera and microphone and the whole bit.
Yep. Woo!
Here we go. I don't know. We'll get close to the microphone if it does anything. Probably not.
Well, whether you know it or not, we are all listening.
Yeah, right. Just in case there's anything interesting going on over here.
I was waiting to hear that.
Yeah. Nobody shook it up, so.
Oh. Well, last time I made a mistake and we were all in person. I poured myself the glass of wine right next to the microphone, and it came out pretty good.
It's a quick pour.
Yeah, Dawn, do you have that big bottle of wine? I mean, there's only two of you to drink it, so.
Yeah, I have not been back to Sam's Club to pick up a second one yet. Yeah.
Come on,
Actually,
Dawn. Essentials.
That's a good one.
Well, last month when we were planning this, it was going to be in person, and Aaron had brought a bottle of wine, and we ended up leaving it at Jill's house. Well, she's not here, but that was supposed to be for our next meetup.
Yeah,
So we have a bottle of wine whenever we can meet up in person, waiting on us, I believe.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, who would have thought a month ago that we would be doing this?
All right.
Based on what?
Where did Rick go?
I'm right here.
Rick, are you still with the Youngstown Marathon?
Oh, yeah.
So
I
are
mean,
they?
I think so. Crystal could answer that question maybe better than I can.
Yes, we're still with us. We didn't get rid of them.
You're with the Youngstown Marathon?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, are you guys just planning as if it's going to happen in October and just keep your fingers crossed with everything?
Yeah, but again, that's probably something Crystal could answer better than I could, but everything that I think it's so early to say. Registration's still open.
Yeah.
So the word is that it's still going to go forward.
Yeah, we haven't stopped planning anything. We're still lining up sponsors. I'm working on the expo. We have a new location this year that we haven't formally announced just because everybody's so big on the COVID right now and trying to see what's going on there. But yeah, we're still moving forward and planning things.
I know as a Youngstown ambassador, everybody was posting on social media all about it for a while there. And then all of a sudden, this all started and just stopped completely because it just doesn't. I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody really posting much to try to get it out there because everything's concentrated on this, and it's going to be it's going to be very difficult to get people to sign up right now till they know events are going to start happening again.
Yeah.
And then it's game on. I don't even know how many I had. I don't know. Crystal might know, but I wasn't sure how many I had signed up yet.
Boy.
This is the one that's like I looked up. This.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My daughter's she's interjecting another commercial message, so I got to show you guys something. And
You got to tell us.
what she's doing, she's gone into her closet to clean out the stuff. She's home this week, and what she has pulled out is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Barbie dolls of different vintage. These are Barbies.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
one of the things my wife was big into buying these things, and I guess, if you have all these in your closet, I can tell you there are 2 bins downstairs in our basement that are actually full of Barbie dolls. So we may
have
have
to go to
But probably
YouTube
worth
for
a lot of
Greg.
money.
Yeah.
I know we may have a new enterprise going here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. I didn't realize that, but I've got stuff that I can almost attest to the fact that if I went down in my basement and cleaned it out, this house would probably rise up out of the ground about 2 or 3 inches.
That's a break. That was loud.
Okay, well, back to racing
Sorry.
now.
That's okay. Those are good diversions, but
When she started bringing them in the room, I kept looking like, man, and just they kept piling up on the counter. I was like, where did all those come from? So,
Wow.
yeah.
it's okay if it's your collection, Greg. You don't have to deny it.
Thank you. I didn't want to tip anybody off, but hey, you know. Oh.
I forgot where we were.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Youngstown Marathon.
Okay, well, hopefully it still goes on. If they flatten the way they've been talking, we should be okay. I mean, I've heard they talk about maybe a second wave, but
Yeah.
I would still think by then we should have this under control and be able to go out and run it. I'm still planning on it.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking that there's the aspect of, as they described this as kind of like the new norm, you know, is really what kind of extended protocols are they going to still have, you know, really general society under, and what kind of things are they going to be expecting us to do, you know, going forward. I can only imagine if you had to run a full-fledged marathon with all the participants, somehow they'd have to figure out a way to start it without having everybody gathered in one corral, because again, that would just kill the social distance.
Well, and not only that, but if you think about the volunteers who are handing out aid along the course, that's a nightmare.
That's
It's
a lot.
impossible. It's impossible. You just have to have all of the participants provide their own aid.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
The things I think there will be some changes going forth. Maybe even some of the smaller races. Maybe you got to have. You go to the big races, they have the corrals and send you out in waves. They may have to make sure the corrals are smaller. I don't know. Maybe. Well, consider our conversations last time. Maybe they need more porta johns.
I don't know. I mean,
Always, almost always.
Always, anyways. But this could be a good excuse.
You think about like how everybody has to, you know, if you're going into work still, you have to take your temperature and different things like that. I mean, if we're still doing some kind of things like that, you can't take a temperature of thousands of people for a big race and say, oh yeah, you're okay. It's just some of that stuff might make it impossible to actually hold an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aaron, when's your triathlon? Are you still listening?
Yeah. It's not till the end of September. So right now, Ironman has only canceled events up to June. So we're still holding out hope. I'm still training like it's going to happen. We'll see what happens. Hard to say.
I have a more important question for you, Aaron. Are you sweating at all?
You know, I've got a fan right on me. I don't know if I can turn this around. Let me see. I don't know how to work this thing. Anyways, there's a fan. Let me see. Right there.
Oh, okay.
In front of me, and I got a towel.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am sweating. I promise you. Sometimes I'm in between intervals right now. So.
Okay. It just doesn't come across well on Skype.
I'm sure it doesn't look too pretty.
You can tell you're in the basement, but you know.
At least you can't see all the car parts down here.
Oh, so we're missing out.
Oh, come on, Brandon. Don't. I'm sure he doesn't spend more on car parts.
I've got 1987 Mustang parts available. What shall I start with?
Well, how many Barbies do you want to trade for some of those parts? That's the question.
Oh man.
Oh,
Crystal, you got anything to trade for this stuff?
Well, I'm trying to pack up my house to move, except
Oh shoot, that's a terrible time, Crystal.
it is because we can't sell our house because nobody's allowed to come in and look at it. So
Right.
I'm in this weird stage of do I pack things or not? But yeah, I've got lots of toys. I could trade those.
Are you going to be able to move, or do you have to wait till you sell your house?
I have to wait till we sell the house. So the other place is there. It's waiting for us. But yeah, until we get somebody to buy this, I can't actually fulfill all the loan requirements and stuff. So we're kind of on house furlough, maybe? I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, you're kind of in a bad situation for moving. I wasn't thinking about the loan and stuff. But
we literally put the house up for sale, and a week later, they started social distancing. And so, yeah, we had like 12 people here the first week, and then we can't do anything. So, I don't know.
You can drive by the house if you like the outside. Buy.
Yeah, exactly. Buy it by what it looks like on the outside.
Take a lot of pictures and send them to them, and they can get the image. Come on.
Yeah, well, they did. The thing is, though, the kids are at home, so it's like a mess. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to clean it again.
Just have to maximize the effort on curb appeal. Take a lot of pictures from the outside. Get a drone.
There we go.
Scott.
Yeah.
You still here? All right. Have you been training? And I know you haven't been training much.
Weird thing.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay off my feet a little bit. I've been doing a lot of weight training and kettlebells, and particularly at lunchtime. I did go out last week and ran a long distance, and I'm probably going to go out tomorrow, run long, and then a couple times next week. Slowly pick it up and just get out and enjoy. When you're training for the marathons, it's not always fun anymore, and especially when you have to run when you don't want to. So, hopefully that'll be enough to get out and actually just enjoy the sport of running for a while. It's not much of a goal.
Well, you got a couple months, and then you got to go back into training. You'll have the double marathon in the fall. I mean, I'm just going to go with the assumption they're going to happen in the fall. But you got Boston and Chicago coming up, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And then the question is, how do I want to train for them? Do I want to train hard for Chicago and make Boston? I've already done Boston. Make Boston. Or do I want to run Boston hard and then go to Chicago? I don't know, but I am going to train like it's going to happen. We'll see.
I think you're muted.
Who?
Greg's muted.
No, we were talking some business here because my daughter's doing some research as we speak. So there's some things coming back here that are of immense surprise here. Woo!
Well, she got to convert them into Ford Mustang car parts value.
Well, there you go. I had to mute for a second because when she said something to me about what she just saw on one of these dolls, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Wait a minute." There was a profanity got uttered, so I had to.
That much, huh?
Oh yeah.
You might have a fortune sitting in the house.
You could buy Crystal's old house.
Yes, please.
It's got great curb appeal.
It's got great curb appeal.
It's got a really nice new sidewalk out there.
It's a great neighborhood to run in. I'm sure of that. We'll go with that.
Oh, definitely. You finish uphill no matter which way you go.
Oh, those are always great. Has anybody changed where they're running due to this? Because a lot of people are complaining about how many people are in the parks.
I have not changed. I haven't changed it at all.
Yeah, I would expect that for for everything that we're doing, and again, I guess I'll make the comment from the standpoint of the group. As long as we can still meet, we can still run. When I get motivated enough, although I'm pretty spoiled by the fact that I have other people to run with now, but when I get motivated enough, I'm still going to run through my neighborhood like I've always been doing.
Well, I still think most of us are pretty good, and I think if you're running, it's more the park's so crowded with other people. I mean, with our group, there's usually only a few of us, and we've been really good about keeping the distance apart.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably safer than going to the grocery store right now. But
what I experienced yesterday, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the experience going to the store. You never know what's going to be on the shelf of anything.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I brought back from work was a list that talked about how to, I guess, really take your groceries and prepare yourself going in the grocery store when you buy groceries, when you bring them out, how you individually sanitize what you brought home before you stash it away. So, and I mean, when I came home with a few items, that's what I was doing yesterday. Just, wiping them down, using my disinfecting cloths and all that, just to, be on the safe side. Life's going to be different here.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband jokes because I'm the one that's out doing most of the errands, and he's always saying, "Oh, you're home, go get a shower and do this and that." I'm like, "Well, I gotta unload the stuff I bought first, otherwise it defeats the purpose of getting a shower because then I have to touch everything again." And it's just kind of crazy thinking about things in a different way and how you interact with the world around you.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like something. Just going to the store never was a big deal to me before. You just run in, get what you need, and go home and have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
just going to, like Josh works at Second Soul, and I'm like, I always want to go try the shoes on and then buy them there. And now it's like, am I going to be able to? You got to just guess, I guess. I mean, or buy something you've already have. As far as just, like, if you need new running shoes right now.
Well, that's, Second Soul went ahead and that's what Josh has kind of helped them with, get it started. They have an online store now, and they never did that. They've come into the current century by going online so that they can keep their business pertinent and not lose sales to, say, like Dick's Sporting Good or other places that have an online presence that they've had for a while.
Yeah, I saw they were doing that, and they were trying to do delivery and everything else to try to help out the runners. I don't know. Has anybody tried to buy anything lately, shoes or anything else? Scott, you're probably desperate to buy a new pair of shoes.
I'm doing 4 pairs in my closet right now that are still in the box. So pretty soon.
Hey Scott, you've turned me into a shoe junkie too. So if I could get out right now, I think I was telling Bruce this morning. I think if I could get out right now, I'd hold myself over there to the Nike store and I'd go a little crazy, or anywhere, because I want to get another pair of shoes.
It's a shame that I'm being known for the number of shoes that I have.
That's right.
Well, how many shoes would you say you have active right, or that would be okay to go out and run in right now?
Probably five pairs.
5?
6 pairs that I would run in. No, I mean
I think that's what I have, but
That's about where
I
I'm
recently
at.
gave a pair to a friend, so I think I've got 5 active pairs.
Well, I would
Okay,
actually.
how many are sitting in your closet waiting to go out, Scott?
There's quite a few.
Another 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was going to meet that tenant, but because that's really about how many I've got that I rotate through, like 5. So
That's about where I'm at with 5. I don't. Anybody here only have 1 pair of running shoes? Come on.
That Currently running in, I have one pair.
Oh, come
I
on.
have 2.
You got 2.
Yeah,
That's not
just
too
2.
bad. Dawn, where are you at shoes?
3.
3. That's all right.
Yeah.
No, she's getting more time.
Crystal, you have no excuse. You know somebody that works in a shoe store. Come on.
Yeah, he always gets the shoes for himself. Like, beg and plead and say, please, I need to get shoes. Can you hook me up?
Find an older pair, drill some holes in them, spray him with something that doesn't smell good, and when he comes in, just hold them up. And then, hey, it's about time, my friend.
Yeah. I do have a lot of what you would call retired shoes that I use. Like, these are my coaching ones, and these are my, outside kids ones, things like that. But yeah, for actual running, I just one pair right now.
Maybe Greg, maybe you should see if you could talk Josh into like trading Barbie dolls for shoes.
Well, I'm gonna only say that I might try to talk him into trading, let's say several dozen pair of running shoes for a Barbie. So, hey, Crystal, we'll hook you up.
I know Josh Box, and he is a huge Barbie fan. So just let it be known.
It would work.
You guys need to ship him Barbie dolls in the mail and not say why.
Hey, ma'am, Sierra, turn that one around right there. No, the third one.
I'm still working on getting Josh on the podcast.
No, the one right next to it.
I couldn't get Josh to get up this morning to be interviewed by the news. That's how much he hates this kind of stuff.
I've been working on it. He actually said yes, but we can never narrow down a time. He sent one time. It's like while I'm at work, so it didn't work.
Hey, Bruce.
Okay.
We'll make the first feature the Swan Lake Barbie. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm not sure what the aspect of Swan Lake is all about, but there it is.
The ballet, isn't it?
That's all I can
do. You have a running Barbie? That's what we need.
Oh, man. Hey. Well, we have Sierra says she has a hard rock Barbie, not a running Barbie.
I'm also going to have a COVID-19 Barbie or the quarantine Barbie.
Hey.
Sits around in her pajamas watching.
Not to get off subject, we may put this one on as well. That's the hard rock Barbie doll. Man, I'm going to go upstairs and see what I can find in that closet too. Might be a Bentley up there or something.
That's not one I thought we'd be pulling out of your closet, Greg.
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Sarah reminded me. She said pulling out of her closet. So.
Oh, okay. That's a little better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aaron, how much longer do you have to ride?
I have 35 more minutes.
Oh.
Long ride today.
Is that what you're posting on what I see on Strava?
Yeah, but today's going to look funny because I lost my speed sensor somewhere along the way. So.
Oh, okay.
It'll tell me I probably rode like 10 miles, but really I rode probably about 30.
Oh.
But
I don't share my stuff from my Fitbit because it's always a quarter mile short. So if I run 5 miles and it's a quarter mile short for each mile, it looks like I'm like going like a 14-minute pace and that I've gone way less than I have. So
yeah, that's very frustrating.
Yes.
You
yes,
could get
I have
a real.
to know my course.
Sounds like a
real running watch, Crystal.
Yeah, sounds like a great.
You know, believe it or not, that husband of mine.
That only costs like half a Barbie.
He always has the latest tech, but I never do.
Yeah, we may have a Rugrats version of a Barbie that we might be able to get traded in for a let's say a Garmin watch. We want to bring you up to Garmin level now.
I like that. I like that. You know what? He likes Rugrats, so that might work.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
Sierra, we've got a market here.
We can work with that. We'll get them.
Yeah, I expect to have all kinds of boxes of Barbies on my front porch here in the next week or two.
I really want to see what we end up accumulating here after I get done with these, which were still in the closet. And then I actually have 2 bins of them that I actually put away years ago. That
Where is it?
in the basement. I'll show them to you. Don't dislodge stuff because I got some of my model cars down here too. So. Oh.
Oh,
Well,
we need. Maybe there's a podcasting Barbie.
no, I'm kind of thinking not. That's a little bit of a stretch.
She belongs on the Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, okay, that came to mind here too.
I'm hoping ain't none of these.
Well, we started trading them for car parts for you, and somehow we're getting Crystal shoes and a Garmin watch. So she'll have to. You'd think with a husband that runs as much as she has, who works in a running store, she'd have all the good stuff. But
yeah, kind of thinking you'd have the the arm sleeves and the lights for the shoes and lights for your coat and I don't know, maybe a running house that you can put on and keeps you warm and everything and away from the weather and you just keep going.
I don't know. We might have to blame it on like somebody else. We'll say it's like Mark's fault or something. Blame it on Josh's superior.
all right, we won't put all the blame on Josh. No, we lost.
Well, Erin, just so you know, for some reason you're coming in. Your image has shifted on my screen, so you've come in. You're coming in a little bigger.
I don't think.
Oh,
She's
but
still muted.
It's still muted.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Oh, we have on we're showing now.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Somebody took a snapshot. Was that you,
God,
Bruce?
that's awful.
That
Was
was
not
me.
me.
I'm just like goofing around with all of the
Oh.
buttons on here.
How did you do that? Now I want to know.
Well,
I don't know. There's this little button at the bottom of the screen. You just
Well, there
take
is.
a picture.
You can always take a screenshot. Bruce just took a snapshot.
Wow.
Oh my God, stop.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right, where did Dawn and Scott go? Because they've disappeared.
I don't know.
Messed up. We can't. All we see is Rick on our screen now. We can't see anybody anymore.
You guys are so lucky.
Did you turn off your camera?
You missed out on some really nice
You-
pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wait a minute. See, I
Well,
think
what did I do?
Wait,
With
I'm all messed up.
with everything.
Somebody's sharing a screen now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was me. I was trying to.
Wait, who did that?
There, we're back.
Yeah, just hit unshare. if
Who
you
hit
got.
share?
That was me.
Oh.
I was trying to figure out why I don't have everybody's pictures anymore.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Yes.
Well, all I know is Bruce is taking many still images.
Being out of control.
How do I get back to my regular screen? That's what.
We have to stop looking at Crystal's
Well-
computer.
Sorry, I took it
Yeah.
down. Is it still showing?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And I can't help you guys. Hey, although I do know how to do this. You guys get the thumbs up?
Oh yeah.
Wait, tell the wine's kicking in.
Yeah. Yeah, so now all we see is Aaron and Bruce.
I'm really sorry, guys.
That's all I've seen for almost the whole time.
Oh, really? For a while we could see everybody.
I was seeing everybody, but now it's.
Well, you should be able to. I don't know. You may have to go up to the top of the screen, and there's a little thing for a call layout, but I don't know if that'll get everybody unshared.
Ooh, if you click the gallery picture, you can see all the pictures that Bruce took today.
I don't even know how to do that.
This is somebody else's screen here, though, I think.
Oh, I see some of them now. Those are some beauts there. Well, we have to share them in case anybody asks. Oh, Aaron took a snapshot.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well, there
that's
you go.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that was.
Well, we're a dangerous group now because everybody's just experimenting, but I like it. This is a nice dynamic. So I can see everybody in little circles at the top of my screen here. So whoever is sharing has to stop sharing. If you can figure that out.
That sounded like a plea.
Yeah. Actually, because Aaron is moving a lot in kind of like chopped fashion, I'm getting dizzy.
I'll shut my screen off.
No, don't go.
No.
She left.
I'm here.
No,
I
she-
just stopped screen
Recording.
Whatever.
And just streaming, right?
Well,
Yeah. Okay, we're back to just. Oh, wait.
You're back?
Well, I see just you now, Bruce.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Circle. I don't know. This is all messed up.
okay. Well, Scott's holding the dog. I can see Dawn still in his image.
Aaron's back.
Aaron's back,
Yeah.
Is Rick, are you still here?
I'm still here.
and I can see Crystal.
I don't know whose screen we're seeing.
I think Crystal, it's got to be yours because yours is the only image that has a little symbol besides it.
Hey, I don't know how to, I don't see it anymore, so I had to take it away. I don't know how to.
How to unshare?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not on my end anymore.
Okay.
If you go to the bottom right corner where you have the three dots,
Oh,
the share screen there.
There
it
we
changed.
are.
Well, I
we
got Crystal and Greg side by side.
Okay.
A little
Well,
square with Rick. And I'm
Everybody-
+2.
well, right
Yeah.
now everybody's coming back because I got
Right.
you, Aaron, Rick, and Crystal.
I don't know. We just have Rick again.
And once again, you guys are the luckiest. Sure. You guys have won the podcast for today.
Rick, it's not that bad.
That's what I'm trying to say, Greg. They're the luckiest because they can see only me.
Well, I see a Pepsi can now.
Okay.
Whoa, who's got that?
That's Bruce, and a glass of wine, and I see oh gosh, I see yeah, some Brown's paraphernalia.
It's definitely Bruce.
Yeah.
Mhm. The runner's rule book. Okay.
We totally lost Bruce. I have no idea where Bruce went.
What?
There's Bruce.
I can hear you, Bruce. I just can't see anybody anymore. We'll figure
I'm
it out.
here. If I hit my little screen, it's reversed it to show from the other side.
Oh. See, well, yeah, it's a good thing this is a Skype exercise because everybody's trying.
Everybody's learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little new. I do think people will talk a little easier when we were all if we were all in person, but
Easier, for sure.
yeah.
It's hard to tell if somebody's getting ready to talk or if they want to interject and than are you
Yeah.
walking on top of each other.
Yeah, but this seemed to go okay.
In our
It's interesting. Not much different than what we do for video conferencing at the job, because sometimes you have to work with the technology and kind of go with what it'll allow you to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
The irony is I had a job interview a couple weeks ago before all this stuff even came into the United States, and I had to download Zoom and do this meeting and prove that I knew how to use technology. And I mean, I didn't get the job, but the irony is here everybody's using Zoom now. So
Well, no,
I guess it didn't
well,
matter.
I will offer up this, because now that you bring that up, that is what I spent probably 4 hours out of my day doing yesterday, which was going around linking us to a different video conferencing program, because everybody isn't using Zoom. Because there's another, I got brought into a program called LifeSize, which is another video conferencing package that one of our contracting companies uses, and so I had to figure out how to get all that brought on. At Aptiv, we use Skype, but when we were working with another engineering firm, they use Zoom. So it seems everybody has their own, their own program that works for them. We were trying to see if we could mesh those things together, and just when we needed to have it for a meeting earlier in the week, it was a colossal fail. So that's why I took it upon myself to just try to get everything brought up to the life size level, which we were able to do. But everybody seems to have something out there that they like using, as far as each company goes.
Was Zoom easier than Skype, or?
I
For me,
think.
Zoom was.
Go ahead.
I would say Zoom was really easy for me to use. This was I had to look up a Microsoft password from years ago so I could even get in.
Oh.
Yeah, I think for me, my opinion is Zoom is easier to use. The images is probably a lot better. The thing about Skype, and I don't know what really controls it, whether it's the bandwidth or whatever, whatever they set up for the transmission. But a lot of the imagery, although what we see right now is fine, but a lot of the imagery is kind of grainy on Skype, where in the aspect of Zoom and life size, it is crystal clear. It's like, having the people in the room with you.
I'm just thinking ahead for the future. I mean, as far as the audio and being able to record was my main concern. So.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm kind of curious as to how this audio is going to turn out.
We'll find out.
The audio, not the content.
Yeah.
The content is outstanding.
Of course.
Yeah. I tried Zoom to look into it, but this was a while ago when I was first starting to try, and I couldn't figure out how to record on it a way that was easy enough for me to do. And then Skype, it's not too hard to record. But all right, well, we're over an hour, so anybody got any final words you want to say about what's going on? And Aaron, I saw you drinking. Was that a wine bottle or? No.
I wish. Water with noon.
Oh.
Anybody got any final thoughts about going forward, or?
Just keep running. That's all.
I honestly, these Zoom meetings and Skype meetings have sort of, they've failed to accurately replace a lot of like human interaction. I'm actually a pretty introverted person, but I've learned in the last few weeks that I'm far more social than I ever thought I was, and I look forward to running with all of you again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In person.
I thought you were more talkative in person than you were on here. Just
yeah,
my-
usually.
Usually you're, but we'll work on it for
Yeah.
future.
I can
podcasts.
make it work. I can fake it, but yeah, I've been thinking that a lot. Like, it just doesn't work, like the virtual happy hours. We've had a couple of those with some friends, and it just pales in comparison with the real thing. The weather is great. This is the kind of weather where my wife and I would host people at our home, and or there would be some huge group of people running this morning together, and I did my run solo again, and so it's sort of strange. I think it caught me by surprise how much I missed that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely an extrovert, and I have found that being cooped up in my house, I'm like, okay, I need more interaction than this.
Yeah.
So far as far as that, because I've still been going to work, and so between that, I haven't been too bad off yet. So if I get laid off, it could get ugly. And this is the co-host Pico.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Pico.
Well, say hello. Nope, nothing.
You got part of the interaction taken care of, Bruce. All I can say is that one of the things that I always believe that we are here is we are a very social society. We've been for me, I say the country's created around that. So I think that's probably why it's difficult to get people to relinquish a lot of that interactiveness.
Sure.
I mean, those of us who understand the gravity of what's going on have made that sacrifice, but I think that's why a lot of folk out there probably are sloughing it, because it's just hard to not want to be, kind of engaged with others. So, I'm being a noble soldier here, but I don't mind admitting to anyone that it is difficult.
Right.
Sure.
Yes.
It's difficult.
Sure.
Aaron, any last thoughts while you're training there?
Well, thank you all for passing my time. One of my more enjoyable workouts. I just hope that everybody stays healthy and safe, and keep your distance, and we'll get through it, and can't wait to run with you all again.
Oh,
For sure.
Don and Scott, are you still there?
We are.
All right. Well, any last thoughts from
Well,
Don?
I had a flashback when Rick was saying about missing people, and that's hard for him. I just had a brief flashback, Rick, of the morning of the New York Marathon when we were getting crushed to death trying to get up.
We did almost get just destroyed in Staten Island on that bus.
They weren't social distancing then?
Oh, not even sort of.
Our way
They
on.
were 6 feet up my rear end.
I was going to say.
Sorry, Don, please continue.
Get those crowded starts. I imagine it is hard to not feel like somebody is trying to pass through you.
Yeah.
That was an experience that day. So. But no, I mean, I agree with everybody else. I miss the group interaction. I the same thing, Rick. I didn't realize how much I miss my coworkers. Getting out of the house every day and seeing my friends at work. So that's an adjustment, but we will get through it. So, and there are positives to it. I think it's bringing everybody a little bit, me personally, a little bit closer to God, leaning in on our faith, and
For sure.
we will get through it, and life goes on.
Bruce, you can title this podcast 6 feet up my rear end if you need to.
I would say that without a doubt, you would definitely draw interest in that.
Yeah, right.
They'd
Hey,
have
I'm
to
just glad
listen
we were able to
all
keep
the
seeing
way.
Yeah, all the way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it was going to be the Barbie doll trade, or barter for Barbies, or
No. I like Rick's idea.
trade the Barbies for running shoes.
Yep.
Ah,
Oh,
Oh man. That's funny.
wait, I forgot.
okay, wait a minute.
Evening Barbie. I forgot this.
Oh,
Everybody,
so we have a challenge here, huh?
No, you've already got me beat because this is the only one in this house.
Well,
Evening. It's called the Barbie Evening Flame. So.
well, wait a minute. I actually think we have that sitting on this counter right now. I kid you not. I kid you not. I think we have one sitting on the counter here.
That's great.
Woo. Boy, we're gonna have to. We'll be enterprising through this. I guess I'll say, running world, be ready, because Barbie is coming.
All right.
On that note,
I think we're gonna go ahead and go. And everybody, thanks for listening. And I want to thank everybody for coming on Beyond the Group podcast. And hopefully we'll be doing this again in a month. Probably still be on Skype then, but maybe in the future we'll get together in person. I do look forward to that.
for sure.
And I hope you all come back next month, and so we can do this on Skype again. Thank you.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks,
it's my
Bruce.
pleasure.
All right.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks.
See y'all.
All right. We'll see you. Thank you.
Talking to you.
All right.